Okay, hey, I'm back. So in the last video we ended it kind of with EADGBE, or as I called it, Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie. So now we're going to get more into it and you're going to learn some notes that come after that. So first, let me show you how the proper way to put on a guitar so you can get the most comfortable feel out of it. You're going to want to grab it, take your strap, put it over your shoulder. Now, depending on how you're sitting, I'm sitting without my legs crossed, but if your legs are crossed, you'd want to put the groove of the body onto this leg, but I'm going to have it on this leg for now. Your arms should sort of be at a 90-degree angle. Mine are sort of there. And your other hand should rest up here. Now, your thumb should be like that, and your fingers should be able to like wrap around. But if you have tiny hands, you might want to bring your thumb a little more around so you can get your fingers out there. So that's how you grab it, and you don't want to like strangle the neck, because that's not nice, and it's not good on your hand either. You don't want to hurt your hand on your second lesson. So you want to kind of grab it nicely and loosely. It may feel uncomfortable for now, but once you get into it, you'll probably find a more comfortable way that suits you best. And next, you have to know what this is. This is a guitar pick, or most commonly a chew toy for my dog, but I guess I have to keep these away from him. But you're going to want to take the pick, hold it this way with the point pointing that way, take your thumb and sort of thumbprint it. Then you want to take your index finger and grab it on the other side. You're going to do most of your strumming. So that's how you grab your pick, so do that now. So let's just like mess around for a moment so your wrist gets the feel of how to strum the strings and gets the awkwardness out now, because we're going to be doing some strumming today. Actually, we're going to be doing it now. So just, take your hand gently, put it across, go down strums, nice and soft. Maybe you want to do each one. You want to go down up, but we are going to start right now with the next notes in line of each string. So we know that each one is Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, but does anybody have any clue what that one is, or that one? So we are going to add some notes, so you might want to write down these notes, because you're not going to remember them first time from watching this. If you do, you're going to be better off for a lot of these videos. But the notes go in order, so the notes are from A to G, but since we are starting with E, it's going to go E, F, G, A, B, C, D, E. And then on the second one, it starts on A, so go in order. But a lot of these notes have sharps in between. The only ones that you'll find that don't have sharps are B and E. And the way I think of it as how they don't have sharps is, if you think of a bee, like the yellow black things that go buzz, fly around and stuff. Yeah, think of a bee and think of its stinger. Its stingers are sharp. But wouldn't you rather be chased around with a bee with a flat stinger? I know I would, and that's how I think of how B and E don't have sharps. So, and when you're pressing down on these frets, make sure you don't press on it, because you're going to get that kind of sound. Make sure you don't press too above, because you're going to get an awkward kind of sound. You want to make sure your index finger, is right above the fret, and you're going to strum down. So since we know that E's don't have sharps from what I just told you, the next note down would be an F. Then when we go on to the second fret, that is an F sharp, and the third one, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, what's after B? C, because B's don't have sharps, then C sharp, D, D sharp, and now we're back to this double position marked fret, and that's fret number 12, and we know that fret 12 and the 0th fret are both the same, so now we're back to E. And you'll notice how EADGBE, the last string, that is the same as the first one. So once you can know this order, you should be able to know all the rest of them. It's just that it starts in a different spot. So when we have A, we have A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, and back to A. So now that we have all that in line, you should be able to mess around, and maybe you want to maybe go, oh, I wonder what that one is, and so it'll help you to remember the stuff. But if you realize that when you go down like this, you're actually playing a scale, and that's known as the chromatic scale. And the chromatic scale is basically, it's half steps. So doing down each half step. So you know one scale right now, so yay for that. So usually you're going to need to remember the notes if you play scales or if you want to see how chords are made and put together. But since we're going to be looking into tablature today, you don't really need to know the names, but it's good to remember for when we get to doing scales and chord stuff. But for now, I'm going to tell you what tabs are. If you look up tabs, you'll notice that there are 6 lines, and then there are numbers in the lines. So the 6 lines are, the top line would be the first string, then the second, third, fourth, fifth, and the last line is the 6th string. And then you'll notice how there are numbers in the lines, and those numbers only refer to the frets on your fretboard. So to see how well you are at finding these strings and frets, I'm going to call out a few for you, and you are going to point at, you're going to try to find your fret, and you're going to find your string, and you're going to strum it. And if you want to challenge yourself, try guessing what letter or the note name for each one is. So when I say fret 3, string 4, this is the 3rd fret, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4th string. I'm going to strum it, and I know that's letter F. So I'm going to give you one right now. So find string 2 and fret 10. Okay, I hope you found it by now. Gave you a little time. So how we find it? String 2, fret 10. I know that's 12, so 2 up is 10. Strum it, and that is A. Next one, fret 6, string 1. So here's string 1. This is the 7th fret, and I know by this dot, and up above it is 6. And that would be an A sharp. Next one, I will give you fret 2, string 5. Fret 2, string 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Strum. And that is a B. And for your last one, try fret 4, string 6. Fret 4, string 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Strum. And that is a G sharp. So now that you've done that, you should, when you go to practice, you should tell somebody to call out numbers for frets, maybe in between 1 and 12 for now, and then strings 1 and 6, and see if you can find them and try naming them. But before I leave you, let's try out a song. I'm going to try to teach you a song, and it involves the 6th string. And it is an old song, but it's a song that a lot of people have heard. It's like an 80s song. It is an 80s song. But, so you're going to take the 6th string, play open, okay, then find the 3rd fret, strum, find the 5th fret, 2 down, and then it involves the 6th fret. So first we're going to do, so it's 0, 3, 5, 0, 3, 6, 5, 0, 3, 5, 0 3 5 0 3 6 5 0 3 5 3 0. And that is, if you couldn't have figured it out, that's smoke on the water. So you should go practice that and get into it. And that's all I have for today.